Hello and welcome to this part 38 of the Arduboy game dev stream. And today we will do some debugging. We will try to debug our respawn and init. And I have found some bugs. Last time last stream we have noticed some bugs, obviously, but today I have searched a bit more using the serial monitor, and I have found some bugs. I have identified them. I will first show them to you. So I didn't do any change yet. I will do the change live. So I hope we can do that. And also one thing I guess we can fix quickly. And then one thing I should do is for the respawn. So maybe you remember during the last stream I said we should teleport the player if he dies. We should teleport to the last checkpoint and also teleport the camera to the last checkpoint. And I really think we should do that, yes. But for the player, it's a bit brutal. It's like suddenly you are teleported, and the player may not really understand what happened. So I think here we just need a kind of fade out, fade in after respawn, so the player doesn't get confused about why the screen suddenly changed like that. So if we have finished with all the bugs, then we can try to implement this. All right, so I managed to make the serial monitor a bit more visible for you guys, a bit bigger. I think it will be easier to read. Right now in the code, I have just added some. Well, it's the same. Like I added some kind of debug information here when we change the screen. Yeah, so we can. Oh, yeah, I actually have changed one thing outside of the stream. Um, this one bug I could explain quite easily. If you remember last time when we switched from screen 2 to 3, there was okay, first there was the 3 spike, then the 3 spike in the other screen, but when I come back to the second screen, there was only 1 spike, right? And actually that's normal because if I go back, I don't re-init all the item. So that means the starting position of the spike in the other screen are not reset to the second screen, because I reuse the same instance of the spike for optimization reasons. So basically, if I do that, and if I want to do that, I should put the init of the spike outside of the init flag, because you want to teleport them every time, even if you come back. And that's still okay. I mean, that's maybe okay, but that will create another bug that we will see later on. Okay, so so we will come back to this and we will discuss that later. But for now, let's think about this puzzle screen switch. So if I play it, so now okay, we are in checkpoint 0. Oh, okay, I think my camera died, so let me restart it. Webcam of the Arduboy often crash. All right, so if I go, okay, here, we switch to screen 1, we were in screen 0, and the current screen direction is 1. And when we go to the next screen, okay, we switch to we switch to screen 2. The screen direction is still positive, right? And if I go back here, we switch to screen 1 with the screen direction -1, which is what we want. But if I go up here, then we switch to screen 2 with the direction 1. So the direction switch again where it should not switch, right? So obviously the bug here is in this test that was checking if we are returning, and yeah, now it is bugged because the way we have changed it in the last sprint to use this coordinate, because we need it for respawning and teleporting the camera at the correct position. All right, so we are just checking if the transition is horizontal and if it's the same X, or transition is vertical and the same Y. But the problem is when you first you go down, so we memorize this Y coordinate, so they are equal. Then we go to the right. Then when we come back and go back to the first screen, then the transition is vertical, yes, and the Y is still is the same, right? Because the new Y is the bigger one. Okay, so it's down, and yeah, so that means this test is not correct anymore. Before we were checking a gate, so the test was more complicated, like we were just checking a small array or a small area, sorry, around that edge, or so we were checking X and Y should be equal and not just X or not just Y. So obviously that makes me think that, okay, the test is probably just this. Now we need to check that both coordinates are equal, and that means if I go from top to bottom, so the edge coordinate will be like the coordinate of the bottom screen, right? And if I go now to the right, then it will be the coordinate of the screen on the right. So all right, and if I go back, it's still the coordinate of the right, because we take the biggest one, right? So it's still the same transition. But if I go up, then the coordinate won't match. So I thought that was the fix, and not sure if I. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I probably need to, okay, yeah, it's okay. So let's go back to debug screen. So okay, screen 1 direction positive 1, screen 2 direction positive, okay, go back, screen 1 with a negative direction, and then if we go here, then we are on screen 0 with a negative direction, which is good. We didn't switch direction, and now we came back to 0, which means we can see our 2 AI back, right? But let's continue. So here again, I switch direction, then I go to screen 1, direction positive, screen 2, and now let's go to the next screen. And now we have switched direction, and now I think it's screen 1 again. But no, we should still be at positive direction, and we should be on screen 3, right? So what happened here? But the thing is, the transition between top and bottom, this is the bottom screen, because the bottom screen has a higher X and higher Y, right? And the transition between the left and the right is also that screen, because the X and Y is bigger. So transitioning from this one is this screen, and transitioning from this one is this screen. Sorry, it's maybe a reverse for you on the camera, but I guess you understand what I'm saying. So we can, the test is still not correct. It's still not that. And that makes me think that we need to memorize the direction of the transition, if it's horizontal or vertical, for that case, because both we need. And we still need this puzzle screen edge code for the respawn. If we die, to teleport the player to the correct checkpoint. Which is here. So I think yeah, we need to memorize that direction. Okay, so let's say, so the test would be something like oops, sorry. His last puzzle screen edge code. Okay. His horizontal transition was last transition horizontal equal this, and we have the same X. Okay, so we were horizontal transition and we have the same X, or actually, if this one is false, this one is false. So I'm thinking maybe I just need let me think about the test. I could say that, and is vertical. And can I just ask if it's the same transition and this or that? So if not, for example, the case we are going here and we are going here. We are going here, that's a horizontal transition. We memorize that. Okay, and then we are going there. That's a vertical transition, so both will not be the same. So maybe, yeah, maybe I can just test this and this and that. Maybe the 3 and how about that? We should be in the same direct horizontal or vertical, and we should have the same coordinate. And then let's memorize it. and we will declare it okay. Let's try that. So go back to the work screen. So ID, screen ID 1, direction 1, ID 2, screen direction 2, ID 1, direction -1, that's correct. ID 0, direction negative. ID 1, direction positive, we are okay. So far, so good. ID 2, direction positive. Oh, yeah, we have the response. I forgot to crawl at that. Here was okay. And now this is the last test. Can we go to screen 3? Yes, screen 3 and direction 1. Okay. Okay. So I think we have something. Let's go back to the 0. Okay, direction 2, screen 2, screen 2, direction 1. Okay. ID 1. Okay, direction still negative. Let's go back to 0. Zero, okay. 1. That seems pretty okay now. I don't know what you think, but seems very good. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so yeah. And if I do that, I will not crash because I have a test, but yeah, I have direction 4. Okay, it's still working. The logic is still working, which is good. And this one, we are in screen 2. Yes, it's still working. It's still working. It's good. I think we have fixed that traversal bug. So let's commit this, and we'll see what we do after. All right, so like I said, in the map data we have changed that, but I will not commit so far, and I will just commit this change. All right, so we have added our another variable. I just moved the remove item a bit higher. Okay, and here, okay, change some debug printing, and here we change the flag and the test. All right, so fix the computation of the current screen ID. Okay. All right, so now the second bug. So for that I will add some, I will commit some, I will uncomment some print. So in the add and remove item, I print the item count every time we add or remove an item. I may remove some other debug print. We can leave the memo. Let's commit this just commit this, for example. All right, so let's try this. I already tested, so I know there's a bug. I will show you the bug. All right, so here you can see that we have 6 items added and 3 items died. It's the 2 stalactite, the stalagmite, and the skeleton die. Okay, I switched to screen number 1. So we had the 3 spike. But we, sorry, my camera crashed again. Very sorry about that. Let's restart it. I have to unplug it and plug it again. So we have, I'm confused why there is so many items added. Okay, and there is some that were removed. All right, and then if I go there, but in a way, if you remember in screen 1, we had at the end 3 items, which are the 3 spike, which is good. And now we go to screen 2, and we have we add 2 more items, which are the 2 spike, and then we have 4, and that's not correct because we should have 2, only 2 spike. And why that? The reason is because we have added 2 times the same spike in the map data, because I just want to reuse the same instance here, the spike here 1 and 2. So basically, when I enter into screen 3 or 2, I should rename 0, 1, 2. It should be less confusing. I added this spike, which are already in the array of update array, and because they are teleported, then when I iterate through all the items to remove the one that are outside of the screen, these 2 are inside the screen, so they are not removed. Only one is removed, and the one which is not reused here, the spike 3, is removed. But yeah, the 2 are added into the arrays. That means they are updated 2 times. They are updated twice, which obviously is not great. And if you do it again, I will add three more, right? These 3 more. So now we have 4 plus 3 more is 7. And if we go back, then 1 is removed, but we add these 2 again. So now the spike, each of these 2 spike are 4 times into this array, right? So they are updated 4 times. The good news is, if I just, for example, exit totally about the screen here, then you can see that all these items, all the spike are removed, because now the function to check if the spike is on screen is called for all the item, and the function will always say, yes, I'm outside, I'm outside, I'm outside. Even if it's the same instance, it will tell 4 times, yes, I'm outside, so it will be removed. So in the end here, I'm just end up with only 2 items, which are these 2 bonus. But yeah, obviously, that's an issue. So it's an issue because I want to reuse those instances to kind of save the memory. If I don't reuse the instance, if each instance are unique and they have their coordinate, then that would be okay. You add them, you remove them, that would be okay. Um, so what we can do to mitigate that, we can of course check. Would be nice to check in the add item if it's not already inside the update array. So let's go to the add item. Because so far I just don't do any check. I just take the next empty space and add it. So yeah, I think that's the most simple way to do it, probably. But yeah, so that means here we should iterate on the array. So if this equal the item, if we have the same pointer, then obviously we just return and ignore it. So search if the item is not already inside the array. Add the item to the last position of the array. All right, so let's try that. Okay, so so now we have 3 items, which are the 3 spike. Good. We move to here, and we have 1 item removed, and these 2 are not added again into the array, which is good. So now we have 2. If I go there, we'll only have 1 added. Yes, which is 3. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the first screen. Okay. So we add again all our items, even if they are dead, they are still updated. But then they are removed again. I think the AI or because they are outside of the screen. I guess. So yeah, that's something we should consider also when we go back. It seems to work well, but maybe by chance, I'm not sure. We should verify it. We add those items because the init function add all the items, of course, of the screen. And then, but then just after that, they are removed. So obviously in this remove item, there is the 3 spike, 1, 2, 3, and then we have 3 more to be removed, which supposed to be stalactite, stalagmite, and stalactite, stalagmite, and skeleton, and also the destroyable block. I'm not sure. Maybe it's still here. So why is that? Why those are removed? Let me check. The skeleton may be outside of the screen because it fall out of the desk, but stalactite and stalagmite are not. Right? So well, we can commit that fix first and then investigate this. All right. So I think now I can commit these 2 bugs. Right. Okay. So we have our test here. We committed some debug code. Okay. So bug fix init the spikes anyway, because the instance are reused, and bug fix avoid adding an item if it is already in the array of the map manager. All right. So yeah, let's check why we have the function that check if we are if the item are outside. So it's the end transition. Yeah, basically I'm just checking if it's not on screen. So I can understand for the skeleton, but why the stalactite and stalagmite are not on the screen? They should be. Oh, we have some debug code here. Oh, okay. So they maybe respawn again, because the respawn function is called. Should remove that debug code now, because now we have a proper respawn flag. That's the stalactite. And what about the stalagmite? The respawn, nothing special here. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm really confused why. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm coming back, so I don't have an init again. Yes, that's true, which is normal. But why they are removed, I'm very confused. I'm not sure. Let's remove some items in screen one because it's difficult to see. Let's keep, so we can remove the mummy. We can remove the scorpion, or we can keep the scorpion. Let's say we can remove the block and the stalagmite. Just keep the stalactite, the scorpion. Let's remove the skeleton also. All right, so let's try that. The scorpion should, I know the scorpion is not trigger, should not trigger the stalactite. Yeah, okay. So we have two items. Okay, this one is dead. Let's go back to this screen. So we have two items added, which is normal, and 3 removed. So the 3 spike and the stalactite is removed. But why? I don't know. It's miracle. Why? Because I think the coordinates are okay. The x and y, they are okay. Or maybe the respawn I make. Oh yeah, we don't call the respawn. Okay. Ah yes. So that means the stalactite is still dead. And is not alive, and probably here I returned. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the code. So yeah, the stalactite is still dead, not alive, and then here just probably remove itself. But that may be dangerous because the sparking frame ID. Oh, that's dangerous code. That may crash the Arduboy. So yeah. So I understand. For the stalactite, so it's still dead, right? So and the respawn is not called because it's not a full init. All right. So the next frame, or the frame when I enter it, I'm not drawing lethal, etc., etc. I'm just going here. This flag is false, so I'm going here. And let's say if I'm lucky, I'm not on the frame of the spark anim, so I'm going there, and then I return true. But if I'm unlucky, and I mean, as like I am on the every X frame here, I may increase this and goes over it. So to be safe, I should write something like that. That's a safer code. And that means it won't draw itself. So yeah, it will just remove itself. Okay. I think that fixes the stalactite, and we don't need to add more code for that. So yeah, I think probably but we have to go through every items just to fix their respawn and make sure they may return true when they are dead. Yeah. So okay, stalactite is fixed, I think. Stalagmite. What about this? That was the stalagmite. Sorry. So what about the stalactite? So I think it's a bit the same logic. Draw it here, here, and I should say this one. It's not alive. Every frame I increase Y. Doesn't matter if I'm dead. Yeah, and then I just return true. Alright. Then I clear this. Yeah. Alright, let's add again the stalagmite. And let's try again this. So yeah, we will have to go through all the item and fix the respawn state and make sure that it's still okay. And we don't do crazy stuff. Okay, so I just remove 5. This, yeah, stalagmite, stalactite, and the 2 spikes. Okay. And if I die here, I should respawn with the stalactite and stalagmite. Great. That's what I want, because I didn't reach the checkpoint number 2. Okay, and if I reach the checkpoint number 2 and I die here, then yeah, I respawn here, and if I die here, I also respawn here. Okay. And if I go to first screen, I should not have my stalactite, stalagmite. Okay. And then if I die on the scorpion, then here. Okay, and we have 3 items. No, we should only have 2. We should only have 2. There's still one item that is it's probably the scorpion. Because when I do a checkpoint, I don't do this task to remove items outside of the screen, and the scorpion is still alive. So yes, I should also probably call this, but not directly that function. So I think I will create a specific function for that. Why? Because we will implement the fade in, fade out in a moment. Alright, so let's didn't show you which function. Let's rename this function. Okay, and call it. So just do this. I keep that function, I need it, but I create another one which is remove all items outside of the screen. Okay, and that's just doing this, and then I will, for now, I will call it. Just a second, please. All right, so yeah, we call this, and I want to call that, so I need to call it after after a restart checkpoint. So probably after the call of the init. Yep, here all the items outside of the screen, those items that were on the screen where the player died. All right. I need to declare this function also. And I think I will move them next to the remove. Move it next to the remove. Okay, add, remove, remove, and this one. All right, so let's try again. So yeah, there is no debugger on the Arduboy, to my knowledge, but serial monitor is probably what you can have to understand what happened. Okay, so I will go to checkpoint 2. Okay, checkpoint is saved. Now I will die on the scorpion. Scorpion. Scorpion is not here. So I should not remove them. I probably didn't call it at the correct place. No, it's correct. Called this function is called only in rig, I think. Yeah, didn't die, so I'm quite confused because I didn't change anything, just call this function here. And here. It was working before. Let me comment this to see if I change something. Okay, go to checkpoint 2. Okay, my scorpion is here, and if I just do this here, my scorpion should still be there. Because I didn't die, so this function should not be called. Ah, my scorpion is here. Okay, don't know what I've done. Oh, just disappear. Oh, my bullet is not moving. Okay. Cannot fire anymore? Okay. That's funny. We break something, obviously. Is this function called every time? No, if it's in death state. Okay. Just try again without. Yeah. Yeah, the memory is low. Maybe that's the issue. Let me get some memory back with even with the serial monitor. I'm not sure if that's the reason, but let's move that to 20. Can I fire? Okay. Here. Okay. I have 2 items, but the scorpion is not there. So sometimes it's here, sometimes it's not, which is a bit strange. So probably also the enemy is not very safe for when it's outside of the screen or something like that. Yeah, but I don't want to debug this right now. Just wanted to test something. Let's try again. I think we can probably commit that code. It's probably okay. If it doesn't work with the scorpion, we can do it with the stalactite. Remove the stalagmite to not destroy the stalactite. Stay here. Ah, no. Okay, stay here. I want to die on you. Okay. And now we have, yeah, we have 2 items. Count is 2. So we have checkpoint 2, checkpoint screen 2. Remove. We add 2 items, the 2 spike, and 1 is removed. So yeah, I think that's correct. We can commit that. Yeah, the same commit. I will also change the name of the screen just to be less confused when we debug stuff. This is 2 and this is 3, and it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. I think it's still compile. Yep. So let's commit this. So yeah, I just rename some stuff. Rename the init function in the map data. But more importantly, bug fix. Remove items outside of the screen after a checkpoint respawn. And for that, so we have declared this function, put it here, and we call it here after the init. And yeah, we just call it here. I'm wondering if, because we changed the camera, maybe we can even remove them before initting. That may be more, how to say, that may, we can decrease the array before filling it again. Then later on, that means we could have a smaller array. I decrease it to 20. So yeah, obviously you've seen I've decreases the size of the array to 20, and even 20. I think it's quite a lot of items. That means during transition, maybe you have 20. I don't know, 10 items in one screen, 10 items in another screen. Probably less than that, but it will depend on the level of design. So let's check if I move them before moving. That should also work. Let's try again. Okay, checkpoint, then go back. Then die on the scorpion, and then yeah, we have to. Okay. Okay, and then we just call it here, right? And we also fix the respawn logic of the stalactite and stalagmite. Okay. All right. So, for what time is it? 1 hour. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I want to implement this fade in, fade out. That should be quite easy. That will be a nice way to finish the stream, I think, and that will give some a feeling of accomplishment rather than just debugging stuff. So obviously you since the screen is just like white and black pixels, there's no level of gray or something like that, so you can obviously not fade in, fade out, but the way I want to do it is use shutter. So I don't know if it's horizontal, vertical, maybe probably horizontal, but yep. So it's just like boom, this and this, opening, close, and opening. I think that will be good enough to indicate the player that we are respawning. So yeah, I will then I will also comment the code for the debug printing. So let's just comment this stuff for now. I keep them because I may continue to debug a little bit the respawn logic, probably outside of the stream, because that's maybe a bit boring. I have to go through all the items one by one and see the logic and see that they are okay. If I just add them again, they will remove themselves again. And also implementing the respawn step for for all of them. Okay, I commented everything. Yeah. Let's remove it also from the Arduino. All right. Okay, so the way to do a fade in, fade out is my plan is just to draw a square in black over the screen. So you may think that's obviously yeah. You may think that, oh, you spend a lot of effort drawing all the screen and then you paint the screen in black again. Yeah, basically it's that. Because doing this is easy, you just need one variable for the transition. So yeah, let's declare that variable. I don't know how to call it, but used to draw the shutter animation after a respawn. So I just need a char, and it will be like shutter. Let's call it shutter. That's fine. Shutter height. Yeah, I think I will make it. I will make it horizontal or vertical. I don't know what you call it. I will be 0 for now. All right, then we have our two begin and end transition, right? No, that's not the begin switch puzzle screen. It's when we respawn. So it's more like restart to last checkpoint. But actually, let me think. When we restart the checkpoint, I need to close the shutter first. Then I do this all the teleport, and then I need to open it again. All right, so this function I can keep it because that is called from Rick, but then I should move that to another function. Which I don't know how to call right now. I need to so I can just start the shutter height to 1, which may start the animation. And okay, this is like restart to last checkpoint. Like this is more like init. I don't know how to call it. Init last checkpoint. Init. Okay, let's call it init last checkpoint. Or maybe just respawn to last checkpoint. This is a private function. Okay, or teleport and respawn. I call it like teleport and respawn to last checkpoint. Okay, let's make that function here. We have a respawn, but this respawn function is a debug function right now. So actually, I'm wondering if we can just replace it by the call of the one I just created. I just remove all items and I init true again. The respawn is like respawning the current screen, so I think we can just delete it. Okay, let's delete it. I don't think we need it anymore. That makes the code more difficult to maintain, so all right, so delete this debug function. We have this teleport, and now we have to animate this shutter screen. Yeah, I don't want to do it in this function. We should probably create another animate function. So, which I don't know where to place in next to the checkpoint. Yeah. Let's do it here. Animate shutter transition. This will be called into the update. So where is my update here? So after the camera transition, animate the shutter transition. At the beginning of the game or after a check or after a respawn checkpoint respawn. All right, I also need to declare this function here. It's also a private function. Okay. So what do we do in that function? So obviously we will do nothing if the 8 is 0. So there is nothing to animate. And if it's not 0, then we should draw so let me check what we should draw. Draw a field. I think it's field rec. I think that's what we want. Don't know why the. Let me reload the page. Field rec. Okay, so X, Y with height, color. Okay. Let's take this. So the height is obviously this one. The color will be black. And the width will be the full width of the screen and the X and Y. So for now, let's say 0 on X, it's always 0 on Y. So I need 2, so I need to draw these two. So the first one could be 0, and the second one we need to. Sorry, I have my eyes scratching. Okay, so so then we need to do this. So the position will be the height of the screen minus the shutter width on the shutter width. Yep. Draw the two shutter parts. Then we need to increase the shutter width, shutter height, sorry. So for now, let's do just one. We'll see if it's fast enough or not. Probably not, but we'll see. And then we should check if we reach. Actually, I want to close and open, so I need a direction. So let's do that. So if we reach the height divided by 2, then we should reverse the direction. Check if the shutter which is closed. So we'll call it shutter direction. -1. Else, if the shutter equals 0, that means it's open, and this is where we should call this. No, this one should be called when we reach, of course, when the shutter is closed. Let's call it first here. So if the shutter is closed, call the teleport, reverse the shutter direction to reopen it. Okay, and if this is 0, I think we should just also reverse for the next time that we call it. And I don't think we need to do something else than that. Okay, let's declare this variable. Char. All right. Check bubble. Yeah, so I just want to checkpoint here. So yeah, and then when it reach 0, then the animation is stopped, right? So basically we just start here by setting the, so start the shutter animation by giving a non-zero value. Okay. Okay, so of course I don't use the shutter direction, so I should use it here. Plus the shutter direction, okay. We may not draw it totally when this one equal exactly, so because the drone is done before, and when it reach exactly, yes, no, next frame we will draw it. Okay, I think that may works. Let's try to see if it compiles. Okay, it compiles. I'm surprised. Let's try it. Oh. So we have a shutter, which is quite slow, but it never stopped. Why is that? Yeah. So if it's equal 0, then of course should not be a 0. Of course, I want to stop when it's 0. Yeah. Okay, so if I die, then where is my shutter animation? So normally I set this value to 1, which should start the shutter direction is 1 also. And yep, why not? Shutter direction, shutter height. That's really strange. Let's put 2. Maybe because my checkpoint doesn't work for the... No, we should have the animation, I think. Huh? Yeah, only the bottom line is it seems that it's not animated. Why? But it's called every frame here. Maybe I'm called the restart is called every oh, that's bad. That's a bad bug. Ooh. Yeah. The problem now is that this is called every frame because I'm in the depth, etc., and I'm outside of the screen. Before it was no problem because I immediately respawn everything and reset the player to this new position, so it was only called one time, but now it's called every frame. So how to... I should add a new state for the player. That would be the most clean way to do it. That's fine. It's the limbo state. We often do that, like by the way, in the video game development. Where are my states? Here, no, not the, in the CPP, I guess they are private. So here also we can call it limbo, or I will just call it wait for respawn. So yeah, the character is not here. It's just like he's waiting for respawn, and someone will, the map manager will respawn me, and then okay, I can start doing something. All right, so where's my death? Yeah, here. Here I change my state. Okay, I can stop my trajectory first. I will change my state to wait for respawn. and ask the manager to respawn me. So because I wait for respawn, I will not, in my update, I will not go through all this state. I'm not jump, not fall, I'm not fire, I'm not crouch, stand up, crawl, climb, death, and this is the default. Okay, I can still move in that state, so I should just add something in that. Not wait for respawn. And yep, that should make it. And then in the respawn function, I will init idle, which will change my state again to idle. All right, so here I will also put back to 1, go back to 1. Okay, okay. Strange stuff happening. I'm still falling or whatever. Because the update of the other check collision and stuff like that, they are still called. So I should add the check for that. So in this is not called yeah, here death, or actually I can do this static collision and lethal collision if not is less than death. And yeah, I think that's the two check that I'm doing. Let's try again. And oh, okay, yeah, the camera is still moving because I was checking the alive. So obviously, yeah, don't need to test again. There is another thing. He's alive here, should be changed. So obviously state is less than death. Then the camera transition will not happen. And yeah, I could also use the same. I will do that for the clean the solidity of the code. So if is alive, I can check lethal collision, and here I can check if not alive. All right, that should work now. And why I'm not respawn. The respawn of the stalactite and stalagmite was successful, but not mine. I think I forgot something in the respawn. Yeah, I tested the death. Yep. Yeah. So if not alive, then I should respawn. Okay. Now I'm confident it's working. It's working. Okay, that's a bit slower. Okay, yep, that's good. Let's try with a checkpoint. Okay, checkpoint 2. Let's die on that screen. Yeah, here it is. That's great. Okay, the animation is too slow. We'll speed up the animation and then we can commit. And I think that will be the end of the stream. So, okay, so I think I can probably move that. Yeah, I need a constant value. So constant. Let's try 4. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so shutter speed. We can also, we'll remove that. I can init it into okay, because of the speed I need to change this, and could be negative if the speed is bigger than could have -1, -2, so but that's fine. Then just reset it to I forget it. We'll just make it, yeah, if it's greater than 0. I will just reset this with this. Just make it 1 for now. Or the shutter speed, yeah, that's fine. And we init the direction, okay, and then here, oh yeah, I want to change. I cannot be unsigned anymore, but that's fine, don't worry, we have enough space. All right, because yeah, we can be negative now. All right, let's try that. That's much better with that speed. Let me die on that screen. Yeah, and wow, that's pretty nice. Should it be faster? It's a linear speed, but I don't care. That's enough. That's good enough. Could be a bit bigger. Let's try 6, or let's try 6. The HUD is drawn above that, but that's okay. I could draw the HUD after the shutter if I want. 6 is good. or is it a bit too fast? Maybe it's a bit too fast. It's a bit too fast. Let's try 5. 5 will be the perfect value. So yeah, if we want also the HUD to disappear, that's quite easy. I just need to draw the HUD before the map manager, because normally nothing is drawn. Oh yeah, I think 5 is a good speed. Great, perfect. Perfect, let's commit this. Let's commit this here. All right, so what did we change? Okay, we have our constant shutter speed, 2 new variable for the shutter. We have renamed some, we created some new function, renamed some function. Okay, I committed the print, delete the respawn function, animate the transition, and here, that's the big change. We just start the shutter animation and we just animate it here. All right, and in Rick, we have a new state, wait for respawn, and we change the live function a little bit, and we call it where we need to call it. Here we could say if is alive. Let's do it before committing. I can just do it here. I will just make sure that is compiling, and here and here. Yeah, it compiles. Okay. All right. So add a new state for rig to wait for respawn. Add a shutter animation in the map manager to respawn to checkpoint respawn, to respawn at the last checkpoint. All right. All right. Thanks for watching this stream. I'm pretty happy with the shutter animation that we just added now, and I got the idea just after the last stream. Yeah, it had a little nice touch, but it's not only a visual touch. Like I said before, it's also important to tell the player that you are respawning actually. So this little shutter will just tell him, hey, don't be confused, we just respawn you to 2 screen ahead, 2 screen before, I mean. So we just teleport your player back. And yeah, when the player play, he understand what happened. So I think that was important. That doesn't increase that much the game code, I think, I hope. Yeah, and obviously we probably have something working for the respawn. I still need to go through all the items that we have implemented so far to make sure that the respawn step is correctly implemented, which actually I'm sure it's not. So we have to go through all of them, read the code again. make sure that they, like the stalactite, stalagmite we did today, that they will automatically remove by themselves if we just go back and they are dead. And yeah, after I go through all this item respawn, that means we have, they are all okay with that. That means, yeah, we have a respawn features functioning. Which means, what should I do after that? Which means maybe I should do the border. Maybe I should try to optimize the map data. Maybe, or I should try to add the menu. Maybe. Before starting the level design. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see later. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye bye.